my darlings. It is I, your host, Meadow Tilly, and here's my co-host, Tido.
How are you tonight, Tilly?
Sensational. How about you?
I'm grand. I got my drink in my hand, so Skull, let's get this show on the road.
Yas! And welcome to the Waifu Tavern Podcast, the first official recording of the modern day gaming news.
Let's go.
We technically have another episode, but I'm going to put that like as a pilot on the Patreon sometime.
Pilots are good.
Oh, yeah.
Gives people a small taste of what's to offer.
Yeah, and if you guys like to hear us talk about Sweet Baby Inc., go watch that. So, yeah.
Yeah, we got words.
Yeah, don't sell a Patreon.
Plug, plug.
Yeah, yeah. Twitch is still the highest priority.
Oh, of
Uh,
course.
uh, why is apparently I got a friend on Discord here that keeps giving me pictures of food, and can't identify what this food is.
You might have to send it to me. I might be able to tell you what it is.
Okay, I think it's some kind of stew or.
Oh, I could kill for a good stew right now, my dude.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of it in Florida.
Oh, you need to remedy that quickly. Oh, that's okay. It looks like a steak or a beef and cheese stew,
Nice.
or that's either cheese blocks or sweet potato chunks. I mean, I've had beef and cheese stew before, and you gotta do it right, or that cheese is gonna ruin. But those rolls look good.
Yeah. So, but it's like, fucking hell, 1 minute in, they're already off topic.
we're on track if we're recording for the Memento Morons.
Oh, it's
That's the podcast. That's the other podcast that I'm on, ladies and gents.
the Off Topic podcast officially retired. I wonder if I could take that name. Yeah.
Probably not.
You think WB would sue me?
They might still have the copyright, and if you pick it up and just start calling yourself that, you might have people like, what the fuck is going on?
What if I called it the Off Topic 2 podcast?
I would probably get in touch with the original boys first, just to make sure, just to cover your bases.
I like I'm afraid if I start my own band, like we're Metallica 2. Yeah.
Oh,
we're not
no.
a cover band now. We're just the sequel to them now.
Oh, God, no, that. No. You would get in so much legal paperwork, it's not even funny. Metallica is very protective of their copyright.
As Lars' lawyer happy.
Yeah, you'd make his fucking day. You're like, he'd be like, what's this? Metallica 2? I smell payday!
Man. Speaking of legal and stuff, there's a few of those happening. Guess with our first topic though, Guild Wars 3 is finally coming out. So, she's like, I don't know if we're gonna keep Guild Wars 2 as saying, or gonna retire that MMO.
If I'm gonna judge off previous MMOs, they might make it an expansion, but if it's gonna be its own unique IP, they might keep the Guild Wars 2 servers up and going for a while. Or indefinitely, I don't know. It just depends on how popular that IP is. I personally do not know Guild Wars 2 material, but I do know it's got a very dedicated fan base. And
Yeah.
with Guild Wars 3 coming out, like I said, they might make it into an expansion itself, or they might make it a new IP. But if you are, and at least I would hope, is like if you have like buying up stuff that's account bound on Guild Wars 2, if you make a Guild Wars 3 account, or you'd be able to transfer your stuff that is bound on account, from Guild Wars 2 to Guild Wars 3. I would hope.
But yeah, like, cause I'm surprised I haven't really got too into it, cause it's very unique mechanics, and it's really big in the LGBT community. And there's no monthly subscription fee.
Yeah, I heard it's a free MMO and everything. Like, I know it didn't start that way, and then I think they lost so many of the fan base where they're like, I don't know if they have like they did what SWOTOR did, where it's a free MMO, but if you buy the sub, you get a few extra perks. Um, I really, like I said, I don't know, but
Well,
that's what I'm.
SWTOR, I think you just get the base game. Like you gotta
You
pay for each expansion
no,
or
you get all.
patch.
No, you get all the expansions right out the gate. The lot like the restrictions from a sub to a from a standard to a premium account is like you can only have 2 active characters. Your credit max is like 25,000 credits that you can hold on your account or your character at once. And um, I know like there's like a sprint function, but if you, I've been free and I've been premium on both for that game, and I kept the sprint even though I went down to standards, but you choose what characters. You only get 2 characters that you can play, and if you want to have more, then you have to buy the sub.
Maybe I'll play it one day. Maybe.
Maybe. I
Uh,
mean, it's not on my radar. I mean, I've had people say, "Oh, you would love Guild Wars 2," and it's like I got too many other MMO. I got too many other games, and other than that, I just don't have the time as well. I got a full-time job as well.
yeah, like I've had to, bring F14 back into my streaming if I were to keep up 14. So I don't know if that would be if it would be the same way if I was doing Warcraft or some other game. Like I had people want to get me into Fantasy Star and ESO looks kind of good too.
I tried ESO. My brother loves it, and I played it for a while. I played it whenever they were when the current. I want to say expansion, but I don't think that's the right word. Oh no, it is expansion. When you'd make a new character for the expansion, and it would send you to Morrowind. Whenever they introduced the Warden class, that's when I started.
But yeah, here's hoping it has a good launch, and maybe I'll get to play it one day.
Here's open.
Uh, oh yeah.
Good luck, developers of Guild Wars 3. Hope it has a smooth launch and no bugs or day one patches and everything.
Uh, Now here's a game that things ain't going so well for. Suicide Squad.
Oh gods.
Yeah,
And
last month technically this month they dropped their season 1 DLC. Um,
it flopped.
Actually, their player base went up by a whole 200 people.
Oh boy, 200. Yeah, the problem is it was a AAA game. 200 people aren't going to make a difference in that. I'm sorry. Even if they buy all the
Ooh.
even if they buy every bit of DLC, I'm sorry. It's not. That game was DOA.
Yeah. And but yeah, Joker. It's a very good Joker apparently, and
Well, even then, like
it.
the Joker story that they promised, all it was is like a little comic book, still image turned like it was like reading a little comic and everything. And you didn't even get Joker right out the gate. You had to do all these missions, and they were nothing unique. They were all the same missions that you had to do already. And even then, I mean, then you get the Joker after you do something. And I don't know how long it took to grind out to get the Joker, but I'm sorry if you promised, a character at DLC, you probably should have that character ready to go right out the gate. Not having, I mean, I understand having to earn some things with the new DLC. I get that, but at the same time, it's like if you promise a character, I mean, make it unlockable at the beginning, so that way you can learn the character and go. While you play the game, you can learn the character, do the DLC stuff to learn what works, what doesn't. Don't hide it behind the end of the DLC, and don't even bother making new story content for it.
Yep, and also no new enemy types and stuff. Like there should have been a regular an offline game. You know,
Yeah,
kind of
but
like kind of because you like a Saints Row 4 vibe. Should have been something
yeah,
like that. Yeah.
like if it wasn't a live service game, I imagine a lot of the hate wouldn't be as bad if it was a single player game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sorry. a lot of live service games I cannot stand. Like the ones I do, like the only one I really can think of right off the top of my head, Helldivers. I love it.
Yeah.
It does the um live service right. It's like you can
Yeah.
earn the premium currency in game. Yeah, you're going to acquire it very slowly, but you can buy like those. They're called war bonds. It's basically the little season pass kind of things,
Hmm.
and you earn them. You can unlock them with super credits, and they have a online store where you can actually pay dollary dues to get the super credits to unlock those war bonds. And those war bonds, like I said, they're supposed to be like season um shit. What did I say? Um,
Credits?
no shit. The big thing Overwatch does now. Um,
Battle Pass.
Battle Pass. That's it. Thank you. The term escaped me. I don't know why. But those battle passes don't go anywhere, and you buy individual pieces. You know, capes, armor, helmets, guns, emotes, different types of grenades, some um, um, boosters. You get those by spending medals, and you get those by completing missions. If major directives or major orders are completed, which the entire community helps to accomplish, your personal orders, you can even find them in like different little what they're called friendship doors, where two people have to get a person has to get on each side of the door, hit the button, the door will open, or little those supply cars that you see on trains and everything, um, the Connexes. You could blast open the doors, and sometimes there'll be super credits or medals or requisition, which is the in-game currency to buy new stratagems, or even secondary weapons. Like I've seen flamethrowers, autocannons, and whatnot. But the problem, like I said, and went on a tangent. I'm sorry. I love Helldivers. Um, a lot of people do not like the live service games because they're so predatory.
Yeah. I guess we'll move into like the next topic of in that same vein. So, the Tekken 8 creator is actually very confused, and I'm about to drop it in our thumbnail, by the way, for you.
Okay.
Uh, but the Tekken 8 creator is actually very confused why
Oh,
Americans.
I saw this on your Twitter. Yes, why people want the Waffle House. Yeah, I can.
Yeah,
Okay, as an American, I can understand why a lot of Americans want the Waffle House arena,
yeah,
and to someone from outside of the United States, especially the South, I can
yeah.
understand where the confusion is coming from. But I imagine, I mean, I can't remember his name, but I imagine if he would, all it would take like 5 minutes of research of Waffle House fights, and bam, they're like
Yeah.
like like okay. I've heard this as a running joke in Florida, and you tell me if this is true.
Mm.
When hurricanes come by, a lot of businesses shut down, hunker down, and whatnot. Is it true that Waffle House doesn't really close down unless it's like a really bad hurricane?
Oh, I couldn't tell you. Uh, I can imagine. So, because I say you don't have to do research. Just gotta go to Waffle House at 2 o'clock in the morning and catch some hands.
Hey, I've been at Waffle House hungover at 6 o'clock in the fucking morning. That is some of the best food you will ever have.
Oh yeah, like
Uh,
I love the waffle with caramel on it. Oh.
there's something special about you're hungover as all hell. You feel horrible, and then you go into Waffle House. 5, 6, 7 in the morning. You're hungover, and you walk in, and there's an old 80-year-old woman Gladys with a camel non-filter in her hand. Say, "Don't worry, darling. I'm gonna fix you up right and proper, honey." Like that.
Yep, I've had that waitress. Yep.
Like they know what they're doing, and the problem is like a lot of the fights. I look at it as like, hey, I'm getting breakfast in a show. You got to look at the silver lining in every cloud, Tilly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can
Uh,
understand why his confusion about why Americans are wanting the Waffle House arena. And if he ever did that, that would be the greatest video game shitpost in the world, and I would praise him forever for doing that.
yeah. But why we should not praise him, the other side of the coin here, is that Tekken now are making a not a battle but a fight pass
Oh no.
while nickel diming skins and stuff on a store,
Mm,
in-game store. And he came out defending like, look, this game that cost like 10 times it was back in the 90s. This one cost twice as much as Tekken 7. You know, we have to do this sort of thing.
okay, to
And
some extent, I understand, but don't nickel and dime. That's how you're going to lose customers.
and it's like he they rolled this out after the game came out.
Yeah, I heard about
So
that. I heard the game
yeah,
came out. Reviewers who got the early access praised it, and the game itself, from what I'm told, fucking phenomenal. Like the game itself is great. And then it came out, and then the store came out, and now the fight passes are coming out, and I'm like, come on, guys, come on. Like, I'm sorry, Bandai Namco, you know better. Like, to a point, I understand. Like, especially, okay, here's my, here's the rub. I do not like stores. Now, if it's all cosmetic, fine. They're not. It's not power creep, you know.
yeah.
It's not like some of these other stores where you spend $10 dues and you get this power up indefinitely that gives you, I don't know, let's say 20% more attack power right out the gate. I'm sorry, that shit adds up and it stacks, and you got power creep, and then people who are just casuals who don't want to spend money on it, other than buying the game, or even worse, if it was a free to play game, then you're gonna have power creep, and it's gonna make the game so unappealing because the casuals are not going to progress because they're going to get, especially if it's a game that has PvP or any form of combat, they're going to be held back because they don't have these boosts. Um, like for Overwatch, all the stuff you buy on the stores, that's all cosmetic, and it's a free to play game. That's fine. I understand that. Blizzard's got to make their money off this somehow because video games today are very expensive to make. I understand that. But when you're charging, what is it, $70 a game for a game now? That's the going rate, and on top of that, then you're adding a cash shop. No, not that's now you're starting to get predatory, and I'm damning. Um, I want to say EA, but that I don't think they were the first ones who started doing this big time. Um,
Uh,
I mean, it's very easy to blame EA for a lot of things. I mean, they are the video game devil, but I don't know. It's just charging full price for a game, and then on top of that, you got a lot of the collector's editions now, and it's all digital content, no physical stuff. And I'm like, at that point, I wouldn't even fucking bother. It's like, no, you're gonna nickel and dime me for every bit of content into the game. Like before too long, they're gonna start charging uh money for like endings and everything. Like, as much as I love the game Asura's Wrath, they hid the true ending of the game behind the DLC, behind a paywall, and I'm like, I can't support that. As much as I love the game, I can't support that.
yeah. Oh yeah, and especially when we got like say like Larry and like smaller studios doing so much better even without microtransactions.
Right?
And like half the not even half the budget. Yeah.
Yeah, and I still laugh. People are like saying Wizards of the Coast funded them, and even Sven came out and he's like, "No, we had to pay for to use the D&D IP." So, and he was
Yeah.
like, "I don't know where this rumor started, but they did not pay us. We paid them."
And I suppose when we went on to Boulder's Gate, we got a some unsettling news and some very good news. Um,
Okay.
the The good news is that Baldur's Gate 3 has become the very first video game to win every major Game of the Year award.
As it fucking should.
Yeah, from what I understand, there's like 5 like big, Game of the Year awards out there, and it won all 5.
I will praise Baldur's Gate to the fucking heavens and back. I'm sorry, you people can hate the game. If that's fine, you can hate it. You're going to be wrong, but Baldur's Gate did so many right things, and I will praise Larian for that.
Yeah, and the not so great news: Hasbro, after seeing the success, wants to make Baldur's Gate 4. Yeah.
And Larian will not be doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Larian said they have no intention of going with Baldur's Gate 4 because they want to focus on their own projects, and more power to them. It's going to be sad seeing Larian leave or not do the Baldur's Gate 4 because I believe they did. I know they did 3 and I know they did 2 and I want to say they did 1. I do not know about that one for sure.
Yeah.
But if they did all 3 Baldur's Gates, it's going to
be. I know EA did 1 and 2.
Well, I know. I'm just saying Larian was the one who made the game.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, it's going to be sad, to see the passing of the torch. But
yeah.
I'm very, very scared of who they're going to have work on it because Baldur's Gate has a very dedicated fan base, and it's been going on for I don't know how long that franchise has been going on. But if like I said, I'm very scared to see it change hands because I know that there's going to be, especially now with the way how devs are, there's going to be changes, retcons, and I'm like, no, don't do that. Adhere to the story. Don't do retcons. To some point, I understand where retcons might be needed, especially if it's like a confusing event in the history of a particular universe. But for the most part, I do not like retcons. I don't know.
DLC ends with Karlach becoming a god and Asterion runs away from a waterfall. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Oh, I would raise absolute hell. I was like, do not do my girl like that. I'm sorry, Karlach is best girl. To any of the viewers, listeners, Karlach is best girl. Fight me.
And so, but from what I heard too, like Hasbro and Larian had a strained relationship anyway, because it's like basically, if you remember the story behind Deadpool the movie 1, where basically they were set up to fail.
Yeah.
And they became the second highest grossing movie of all time.
Yeah.
Hasbro's like, you're just gonna get this one game. It's kind of like they basically just set them up to fail. They not expect them to be like, oh shit, we got a hit.
Well, Hasbro is so corporate greed now and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, I did not like it when Hasbro bought the rights to D&D. I was like, this is gonna be a disaster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't forget what company it was, but basically, they had to lay off a bunch of employees, but
yeah,
the executives got like a big ass bonus, and the amount of that bonus could have literally paid for those employees.
Yeah, like I know Hasbro laid off all the employees that Larian was working with while making Baldur's Gate, and that's one of the reasons why they're not going to continue.
Yeah.
With that franchise anymore is because it's like, listen, you basically fired all our confidants.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you expect us to do?
Speaking of fractured relationships, I got about 4 of those actually. So let's fire through them.
All right, let's see them.
Okay, well, you saw the Borderlands one. Basically, Embracer Group is letting Gearbox go.
I heard about that, but I hadn't had a chance to. I heard about that. I think this morning or late last night. Yeah. I didn't have a chance to really get a chance to read into it. Any rhyme or reason?
I don't know, but I think they might be getting picked up by Take-Two Interactive.
Take Two. Why do I know that name?
Fairly popular.
Who they what they make?
Let me Google.
I'm gonna say, well, I'm sitting right in front of my computer. Why aren't I looking it up?
Take Two.
Let's see. What are they?
Games.
Take Two Interactive.
Bioshock, Borderlands, GTA, had their hands on NBA, Mafia, Red Dead, XCOM, Max Payne, and Dirty 2K.
Oh God. Oh no.
So they haven't made a new game since Red Dead 2 in 2018.
I mean, to be fair, Red Dead 2 was a hit, and it's still a hit. Like,
I'd have made a few others, but that's kind of the biggest hit they had when I was still.
yeah, Max Payne, Black Death, Railroad Tycoon. Okay, I'm nervous, but I'm gonna give it a chance. I hate seeing. I don't like seeing stuff being passed between hands because stuff gets lost in the transaction. So, like I said, I'm nervous about it.
And what's weird is because Gearbox just got the movie deal with Borderlands. So you're not gonna take the gamble, because you might be making some decent money. But.
I mean, it might. Like, it really might. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't play. I played a little bit of Borderlands 1. I never finished it. I didn't get very far into it. I didn't finish Borderlands 2, but like I said, when I was talking to you before we started recording, what I don't understand is why Krieg is in the movie if it's based off the first game.
Well, Tiny Tina should have been her either.
Yeah, she had a cameo, didn't she? Or was her first appearance in 2?
2, yeah.
Yeah, if that's the case, don't let Krieg or Tiny Tina get into it. But at the same time, they are big fan favorites. I can understand why they would want to put them in there. But at the same time, like one of the reasons why I'm still mad at GW, you're breaking the lore of the universe. Quit doing it.
Hashtag I heart golden mommies.
We'll have to get on that to another day because you know where I stand on that one, and I got words for GW. I'm still mad at them.
Let's see here. And then Relic lays off 600 employees as they are dropped by Sega. And they're the folks who make speaking of Warhammer, to make the Dawn of War games.
Yeah, I remember Relic Entertainment. Yeah, they made Dawn of War. Which is a damn shame, but can I be honest? I didn't like 3 all that much. I didn't like Dawn of War 3.
I think it just got a DLC.
For what?
I don't know, but it's Nurgle themed.
You know the right buttons to push with me, and
yes.
And that concerns me. I don't know. I imagine it's for a multiplayer thing, and I imagine it might be introducing the Death Guard themselves or something. But I don't know. Like, I didn't like 3. One of the reasons I didn't like 3, and it's a pet peeve, but I'm sorry, Gabriel Angelos is now in Terminator armor, and then some of his attacks, you see him jump in the air, do a front flip, and use God Splitter as with his hammer God Splitter. I'm like, he should not even be able to hop, let alone jump, 18 feet in the fucking air. That and I didn't like Gorguts all that much. I'm sorry. Give me Captain Blood Flag back. He was the best. Captain Blood Flag was the best 40k war boss. Next to Gozcool.
Oh yeah, Gorguts discount Gozcool.
Very, very discount. Bottom of the bargain bin. That's where Gorguts is at.
Have you read the book Gozgool, Prophet of Dwa?
I haven't, but I know a fair amount about him. What's this book go about? Like how his life and everything, like his autobiography.
A Inquisitor is interrogating Makari the whole time.
His Grot?
Yeah, trying to get information about Gaz.
Makari's not gonna know. I mean, granted, I
Uh,
know Makari's, the running joke is Makari's immortal because Gazcool actually
yeah.
sat on him.
Yeah, and this goes into the ins and outs of their relationship too and stuff. Like one time, Car's like, "You brought me back as a joke," and but and you know how Inquisitors tend to have kind of like
Yeah,
a crazy team,
yeah,
you know.
if you fellow listeners who are not very well versed in the Warhammer 40k universe, Inquisitors are no nonsense. Like, you think the TSA has no sense of humor? These motherfuckers make the TLC look like fucking clowns.
Yeah, so her team is like so essentially she has a fucking Space Wolf Rune Priest,
Oh
uh,
God!
a Psyker Ogren.
What?
Yeah, and she has an orc on her team who is basically kind of like a weeb for human imperial stuff.
What is it? Um, a blood axe?
Uh, might be a blood axe,
Yeah, because
but
the Blood Axe
okay.
clan was the one who adopted a lot of human uh, uh, battle standards.
But yeah, yeah, so essentially he kind of like acts like a big ass weeb for humanity. Um,
Well, that just
but
ain't proper hokey.
and so yeah, it goes in and out between the gas scenes and the interrogation. And one of my favorite jokes is where and then Gazgo had a plan. Then a hard cuts to Gaz. I got a plan. uh,
Yeah, I can see Gaskell doing that. Like, Gaskell, he's the prophet of the wall, but at the same time, he's an orc. And he was an orc boy before, Grotznik put that fucking alien device in his head. Um,
oh, oh yeah, that book makes Grostic look like an asshole.
Grotznik was an asshole. All orc pain boys are horrible creatures. Like, you go in there to get to a pain boy to get, your hand got blown off. You go in there to get a new hand and everything. You walk out missing your teeth. You got new robot legs, and you still have a stump for your hand. It's like, well, I got robot legs, but my hand's still gone. That's fine. Get back in the fight. Yeah, pain boys are fucking assholes. Every single one of them.
Oh boy. And speaking of pain boys, Star Wars. No. Um,
Gods, do
so
not get me on that topic. I will rage. It's like the damn meme. What's it like to see all your favorite franchises crash and burn? It's great.
well, this one's got some good news.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm very
uh,
hesitant, but let's hear it.
Saber have come out publicly like Saber says we are the ones going to be working on the KOTOR remake, not Aspire.
Really?
Yeah, they put people at ease like no. We took it away from them. We're going to work on it ourselves.
Hot damn, a glimmer of light in the universe.
Yeah.
Let's see if they fucking adhere to it.
Uh,
I'm sorry,
and,
Disney killed Star Wars the moment they bought the IP. Like, the only good thing was season 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian. After that, other than that, gag me with a spoon. Gods.
I hear Andor was good, and I haven't heard any opinions on Ahsoka. My cousin likes it.
I know nothing about it. Like, I know a lot of fans like it, but I think I think a lot of them are wearing rose-tinted goggles from the what is it, the Clone Wars show? Was it Clone Wars where she was
Yeah.
Anakin's apprentice?
Yeah.
Or not apprentice? What's the word? Padawan.
So yeah, in a way, it's like a sequel, I guess.
I
Spiritual
mean,
sequel.
I don't know. It's like I saw her in season 2, I think, of The Mandalorian. She had like one episode,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love the Sith, but
Ah.
and I think the Jedi are tyrants.
I mean, she's technically a gray Jedi. Um.
I think this one she was still a Jedi proper. I don't know. I think.
She's definitely Jedi leaning, if you ask me. You
Mm-hmm.
know. So essentially, she's like, it's kind of like kind of like they just like chaotic good. Um,
I mean, some chaotic good can be good, but I mean, could
oh
actually do something. But
yeah,
if we're going off D&D alignment, give me lawful evil every fucking day. I like evil
oh
characters.
oh yeah,
I like evil characters, and I love anti-heroes.
yep. You gotta bear in mind, the Force is female.
Oh, don't even. Come on. You know my stance on Kathleen Kennedy and that bullshit.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
I, I love how you can take a jab at me and you know it's gonna get to me.
yeah.
Like
Well,
I
since
said,
we're on topic of you, let's talk about Blizzard.
oh, for fuck's sake! What'd they do
uh,
now?
um, they well, they ate, on one topic they ate a humble pie. The other topic, they said some stupid shit. Which one do you want to do first?
Let's go with the hit me with the bad one first.
Former Blizzard president says that we should start tipping the developers.
Oh,
Even though we don't
fuck that!
pay
No, 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 no!
$70 for a game.
I heard that. No, that is stupid. You want to tip the developers? Tell people about the game. Tell them how awesome it is. I went into this with Dalton and all them on the Memento Morons podcast. Um, if you want to tip, if you want to, praise the developers, have at it. If they made a banger of the game, praise them, shout it at the heavens. Tell other people to buy it. If they buy it, that's more revenue. That don't beg players for a tip. I mean, you're already getting, like, for World of Warcraft, you're getting a monthly subscription of $15 dues a month. That's not counting, all the services like name changes, faction changes, race changes, and all and have you. Um, Server transfers. You have Diablo. You have their cash shop, which I don't like any at all. You have StarCraft doesn't really do much anymore. Heroes of the Storm. That's all microtransactions. That's skins, different characters you could buy. That's fine. That's a lot. All that is cosmetic. I'm fine with that. Overwatch. That's all cosmetics. You're still paying for the battle pass to get extra skins, charms, trinkets, or not trinkets, sprays, voice lines, and whatnot. And then you're also getting Hearthstone card packs, fucking card packs. A lot of those. I mean, yeah, I know you could get card packs in game by earning the gold by doing daily quests and whatnot. But at the same time, it's like, come on, guys, you're raking in money. Don't do this. You're gonna hurt your fan base more than it already has with all the. I mean, I'm not gonna say allegations because it was proven to be true. All the sexual harassment and all the horrible things that they did. Like, I grew up loving Blizzard, and oh gods, I put a bad taste in my mouth whenever I learned about that.
Yeah. Also, I have heard that they might be kind of reviving Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, because whenever the purchase at Microsoft happened, they introduced patch notes to Heroes of the Storm, and that had not happened in years. And everyone's like, "Oh God, is Microsoft trying to breathe new life into Heroes of the Storm?" And I was like, "I fucking hope so. I liked Heroes of the Storm."
Me too.
Leoric in ETC main here. What about you?
Ooh, I had to bring up the roster, but I know some of my first was Vala. But I mean, I like Sylvanas because I just disabled the towers.
Yeah, they nerfed that.
They did, but I still made it work. And let's see here, Arthas. I like being just like slaughtering people as Arthas. Is big thing.
Oh, Zool was too much fun, as well as the Butcher.
What's Lyric? Yeah, I hated Lyric. But,
Leoric is a bully, and I love him.
yeah. Like I kind of respect Illidan because he's basically made of paper mache, so I maybe learned to literally like run around zippy doo like a ninja.
Oh, he is a fucking glass cannon from hell. Like, if you don't know how to play Illidan, you're gonna have a fucking rough time. But once you figure him out, oh, he's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I like playing Sergeant Hammer if I just feel like being lazy. Yeah.
Like, did you get the fucking level 16 perk where you can move even with the Demolisher cannon out?
Yeah. I just extend the range and shit. Yeah.
Yep. I did the same fucking thing whenever I had to use hammer. I'm like, oh, I can move while I have my cannon out? Let's fucking go. Putter, 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 putter. And I'm just going to sit here for about 30 seconds blasting ordnance on the fucking towers.
Like, I ain't
Uh,
gotta teleport back to the base. I'm about 5 feet away from it.
right.
uh,
Second glass of rum. Skull, Tilly.
cheers. I just poured my second cup.
Right on.
Um,
I'm
but
drinking All Ships Rise at High Tide. It's a new. I don't want to say new. It's been around for a little bit, and this is my second bottle that I've got, and I like it. It's good. It's cheap, but it's good. They didn't have my go-to, which is Captain Morgan Private Stock.
oh man, Ling Ming was great spell sniper.
Oh, I could not stand her. Her and um, fuck. Who was the Dryad girl? That
Oh, I
uh,
know who you're talking about.
yeah, the one where Carbot made an animation of her laughing at Ragnaros.
Yeah, the poison. Freaking.
Lunara.
Yeah.
Oh God, I could not stand her. And
Uh,
Ragnaros is also my boy as well. I love him. He's my favorite raid boss in WoW. Fight me.
Gray. Greymane's pretty cool too.
Me and my
Uh,
buddy, he would play Greymane, and I'd play Leor, or not Leorica. I'd play Varian, and we called it Best Friend Adventures.
oh, Artanis, he could deal some fucking damage.
Artanis can be fucking broken if left alone.
Oh yeah, I do like a quadruple slash and break some shit. You know, just
My buddy, whenever he played with us, Jolly, he's a big Protoss player in StarCraft, and he learned that Zeratul was in the game. He's like, "Oh, I already found my main, boys," and oh god, once he got the hang of it, he was deadly.
uh. But so, anyways, so a few years back, Blizzard parted ways with NetEase.
Yes.
They're the company they kind of work with in China.
Yep.
Because I think they just asked for to get paid, and Blizzard was like, you know what, we could do better off on our own, and NetEase was like, no, you fucking can't.
Yeah, because NetEase was their way into the Chinese market.
And Blizzard's like, watch us, and then freaking Blizzard literally crashed and burned, while NetEase actually did pretty good for themselves.
Yep. I hated seeing that.
Well,
We got the worst outcome in both situations on that one. NetEase won and Blizzard lost.
Yeah. Well, it looks like they're renewing their relationship, thanks to Big Daddy Microsoft. So
Yeah, I
humble
heard.
pie on that one.
I heard about that one. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. I did hear some sad news earlier today, though. For the last, I want to say 10 years now, 10, 11 years, Blizzard has been doing BlizzCon. And I've really, really wanted to go. Like, to any of them, because it's a big convention, all Blizzard related and everything. You get a bunch of swag when you walk through the doors and everything, and you get get to try some of the games out early. And I've gotten the season or the virtual ticket almost every time, minus the last one, because that was when all the I don't want for lack of a better term, the accusations came through when they were still accusations. They put out a letter not horribly long ago that they're not doing a BlizzCon this year.
Yeah.
Which I'm a little sad to hear, because I really want to know more about Diablo 4, the Vessel of Hatred, the new expansion for that. I really don't care about retail WoW all that much anymore. I still do it with Connor on our Azerothian raid tours. But if I'm playing WoW, I'm going to be on a season of Discovery. Yeah, I was just a little upset that there's not going to be a BlizzCon this year.
Yeah, and no more RTS either because Rooster Teeth got shut down. Kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, Warner Brothers. To be fair, in Warner Brothers' case, Rooster Teeth was just hemorrhaging money.
Yeah, I think that's kind of because we were just had this conversation like the other day, like begin to end, trace it back. I think when Monty passed, that was kind of like the first domino.
Yep.
Yeah, and then that and then became this illegally owned by Warner Brothers.
Yep. And I'm sorry, the Ruby fan base is so fucking toxic.
I wouldn't know because I kind of dropped the show after season 5 because I thought season 5 was a little bit atrocious. But I
Like,
kind of always curious. I kind of like wanted to at least finish it. But
yeah, the fan base is so toxic. Like, if you disagree with like the Bumblebee ship and everything,
yeah,
you're basically
it's just
blacklisted and hung up to dry. I was like, I am not going to be associated with anything like this. Like, I'm toxic. I can be toxic just as bad as anybody else, but at the same time, I know when to pull my toxicity back.
yeah.
And even then, I'm not that fucking toxic.
I know we're fans. I support lesbianism. Um, but
I mean, I
I
do
think
too.
yeah.
Apparently, the
I
wrong
think
way to. Apparently,
they're
the wrong
released
way.
one more season.
Apparently, the wrong answer for how do you view lesbian of it? Or how do you view lesbianism? Apparently, high definition is not the correct answer.
Huh.
I had a feeling you could get a kick out of that one.
Yeah, that was neat.
I don't mind. Like, I don't care. You identify how you identify. You love who you love. As long as you're not hurting anybody and you ain't diddling kids, fucking have at it.
This yeah, from what I hear, because I said I kind of dropped off season 5, but I heard they're like just purposely teasing the romance for like years and years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like just fuck already.
Well,
I
aren't they
mean,
like teenagers? Like, this is
like,
like it's taking place in high school, isn't it?
yeah, you get fair. They're teenagers, but
I
that's
mean,
all Japan. Yeah,
yeah,
like
it's one of the reasons why Dalton doesn't really like Japanese culture is because they are very very into the younger girls and everything, and I'm like, I like the Japanese culture just like not as much as anybody, but even that I can't vibe with.
yeah, like it really is just the culture thing. Because one, the age of consent, it used to be as low as 13.
Mm-hmm.
And then like also because like I think all of us at one place question like why is like the Gundam pilot like 12 or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, when like you could literally age up these characters by 10, even 20 years, and it would not make a difference.
Right. Like,
Um,
it's like fucking Gurren Lagann. I love that show. But Yoko in the very beginning is 14 years old, yet she's built like a
yeah,
28-year-old model and everything with those giant fucking tits and
yeah,
the biggest ass in that show. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Why is she 14? Why is she? I'm like, fucking
yeah.
hell.
And it's like like Sailor Moon. We thought she was like college or late high school, um, but honestly, I think it's like what they draw them that way. We it's like you want to draw them like adults, but fine. But
Raise the age just
it's like don't
enough, man. Come on.
it's like don't blame us for fapping because of the way you draw it, right?
Right.
Um, yeah, and reason being it's like because one I guess they view like the teenage years as their most like the era of their most freedom.
I mean,
Whereas
that's true, but at the same time, come on.
like us Americans, like our 20s is the best decade. But
Well, you say that. It's
yeah,
supposed to be.
allegedly, and then but because I think apparently once you hit like 21 in Japan, it's like you're supposed to get a job to be serious.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of fantasizing about the old teenage years.
I mean,
Yeah, and they're trying to market the younger audiences.
I mean, to an extent, I understand that. There's nothing wrong with having a little bit of nostalgia. Thinking back
Yeah,
at your younger years with fondness and everything, or like, it's like, damn, I should have done this when I was this age, or damn, I did that and I had a good time with it. I don't know. It's just like I understand to a point. Wanting to relive that nostalgia and live in the better times of your youth and everything,
yeah.
but come on, don't
It's
make
kind of sad.
yeah, don't make it where, the 14, 15-year-olds are, you know, for lack of a better term, fat material. Come on now.
I'll just say like when you bring up older teachers, like well one you could have fooled me, and two, let me know when they start making anime about 30, 40 year olds. Yeah.
Yeah. Like G
But anyway,
Gundam, like all the characters are like in their 20s if memory serves. Like
right?
at least 18. Like I know that there was one the Chinese Gundam pilot, I think, was either she was a young teenager or she had dwarfism and everything. I can't remember which one it was, but the Chinese Gundam pilot in G Gundam was very small, I want to say it was Chinese. I think that's what it was. But everybody else was, full grown adult and everything.
Two things. One, the bigger point. I don't, honestly, I'm looking at the whole Japan. I don't think Japan understands the concept of age.
They might not.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, because
I can't speak for them or anything.
Yeah.
We're making assumptions, and yes, I know that it's
Yeah.
not assuming makes an ass out of you and me, but
Yeah.
at the same time, we're going off of what we know.
We going off like a like what 50 years worth of evidence.
Yeah.
Of examples, and we're also talking about anime genre like they say they're Japanese, but everyone looks white. So. So that's a whole different can of worms.
Yeah, that's a whole nother can of worms. We'll come back. We'll circle around back to that later on whenever we come back to that topic.
Like speaking of age, like Final Fantasy, for example, like Aiko from 9 is technically 6 years old, but she acts like she's 15. Yeah, she talks and acts like she's like at least 14 years old.
Wait, who does?
Aiko, the little young sorceress.
Oh yeah. I didn't get very far into 9, but yeah, I think I remember who you're talking about now.
Yeah. It says she's supposed to be 6 years old, but she's talking about like love triangles and stuff between her, Zidane, and Dagger.
No, don't do that, Japan. I know Lolicon is big. I know Lolicon is big in Japan and everything, but at the same time, no.
Oh man, I'm not even gonna touch Lolicon, but it's like have you? Because I heard argument like, if you ever even seen her talk to a woman before, like have you even seen her talk to a 6-year-old? They're dumb as fuck.
No, yeah, they're dumb
as fuck.
They're precious, adorable little beans. Well, some of them are. Some of them are little gremlins. But like a lot of 6-year-olds, they're adorable because they're learning about the world. They have all these questions. Some of them I'm like some of them like when my niece was just playing 20 questions with me every day. I'm like, I love you, but shut up.
I would say, a freaking 6-year-old doesn't know anything about the concept of romance.
Like
they're barely educated.
Yeah,
at that age.
At that age, all they want to do is color and play, and I'm all down. I'm all down to go down with a good coloring book.
So it's like you should have had someone to like edit the freaking notes like no, she's like 10. Or something like that,
That don't make it much better.
Well, just because of her parents, but like, oh
god,
really, that's why I say I don't think Japan understands the concepts of age, and then it brings me to my second point. Most games and animes are made by a lot of pervs.
Fair.
And they're just because you got and also in every product that we consume, people are trying to insert their politics and as well as their fetishes.
I don't like either one of them. Like I said, love who you love, have your kinks and everything. Just as long, and as far as that's concerned, as long as it's legal, nobody's getting hurt. You ain't diddling kids. Have out your kinks. Do it in a safe environment where everybody consents and everything. But when you're talking about putting it into games and everything, games, anime, any kind of consumable media, leave a lot of this, unless it's directly intended for adults, like, for lack of a better term, fucking porn, leave the kinks out of it and everything. As far as the politics, leave real world politics out of video games. I know every universe is going to have their own, like Baldur's Gate, and all these other story-driven games. They're going to have their own in-world politics that adheres to that world. Don't drag our politics and stuff that has already made the biggest schism in the world history. Don't drag that into the video games. Video games are an escape. That's why I love playing them. It's a time for I don't have to look at Biden, Trump, fucking any of that stuff. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think about what's going on in New York with all the migrants up and everything up there. Or I live in Texas. It's a time where I don't have to hear stuff about the Texas border and everything. I'm like, leave these out of video games, devs. I am begging you. Gosh,
So
I'm glad I have a drink right now.
Yep. So, anyways, on that vein, like the developer behind the game Journey says they're striving to make the kindest MMO.
Okay, I am for this because I never played Journey. I think you told me that you might have played it, Tilly, once upon a
Yeah,
time.
yeah, I played it.
And all it is just for lack of a better, um, word, it's an exploration game. Like it's a hand-holding game. Like the NPC guides you through your journey through this amazing world with all these beautiful sights and everything. And then when you beat the game, you lead another player.
Yeah, it's like kind of curious on like how you gonna do that because people go. I see people are just gonna like try to be toxic just to spite them or something.
Like, I'm trying to wrap my head around how that's supposed to be an MMO. Like, you cannot do very much with that. Like, you're gonna have the people who are in MMOs. Where's all the quests? Where's all the raids? Where's all the PvP? Where's all the stuff that makes an MMO an MMO?
I mean, there's that one Stardew Valley one called Palia.
I have no experience with Stardew Valley, so I have no idea.
Let's see here, but it's like the developer even says nobody is born toxic. So
That's true. That is true. I will admit to that. I developed my toxicity, but that came from years and years of being an asshole and crafting it.
but you know what? I would say I'm kind of interested in this. I think it's called the Sky Children of the Light.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, Golden. I played that with Golden.
yeah.
Yeah, I played that with her a couple times. Yeah. There's not a whole lot. I mean, I'm trying to remember. I don't think there was a whole lot of combat. A lot of it was going around, collecting different things. I think there was a little bit of combat, but the main thing I remember playing with Golden, and it was also with some other people that I will not name because, you know, um, that Golden was the most experienced in that, and we played it on her Switch. And every time I would do the objective, she'd run up to my character and do the hold out her hand little thing where she could hold my hand and she'd go hand. It was
That's golden, all right.
it was precious. Like I love playing games with Golden. She is a sweet little potato, even though she could be a fucking gremlin in Among Us. Because she knows how to play with people. She uses she feigns innocence and it just she doesn't turn on the waterworks or anything. But she's like, what, me? Why would I do that? And the bad thing is she lies through her teeth and she's very convincing. It's like, and the bad thing is a lot of us, where we did play, we're like, I can't be mad at Golden. It's Golden. She's a little potato. And then she turns around and backstabs you, and you're like, that little shit! If Golden ever hears this, I love you, Golden, and you know I got nothing but love for you, sweetness. I treat Golden like a little sister to me.
Yeah.
God's help anybody if I get wind that they ever hurt her. I will. Oh, God, I'd come unglued.
You know what? Some people do to unwind.
I kill demons in Diablo and shoot Tyranids and the bots and the Helldivers, but what do other people do?
TV and movies. So.
Fair enough.
Okay, so Fallout already is being given a season 2.
I heard about that, and I don't know much, but I heard something about it. It might be in New Vegas.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
I hope, because New Vegas was my favorite Fallout game.
And lately, Steve's been experiencing Fallout Mania of 4 and New Vegas getting a lot of play.
Oh gods, I know. I have Fallout 4 on my Steam account because I bought the Pip-Boy edition when it came out all them years ago.
Nice.
Yeah, at the time it wasn't very nice because I felt like I dropped a bunch of money for nothing. But a lot of my buddies have been playing Fallout. They've been playing Fallout 4. David, my roommate, he's playing Fallout 4 on his PS5. I've been playing New Vegas again. A couple of my buddies have been playing Fallout 3, and hell, even one of my buddies was playing Fallout Tactics, and I was like, fucking hell, that's a reach back.
Yeah.
But, like, Fallout, the series has brought a lot of new life into universe, which I mean, truth be told, I don't think it needed a breath of new life because Fallout has always been a big favorite to a lot of gamers. And like, it's a very unique universe, and I like that universe. But I don't know. I haven't seen the show myself. I've only gotten bits and clips of it, and because you vouched for it, and my buddy Matt, who's one of the other Memento morons, he's vouched for it, and he vouched for it hard. I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? Because I got a couple people vouching for it, I'll give it a watch. I have yet to start it, but I think I'll probably be starting that tomorrow because I have tomorrow off.
Nice.
Because I
Yeah.
imagine by the time we get done with here, I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm already 2, maybe 3 glasses in. Let's just keep on drinking.
Yeah, I think maybe I starting next month. Cause I'm gonna try to have a quota of like get 6 animes done and like maybe like 2 to 4 TV shows
Yeah,
per month.
we might have to watch some. I might have to watch some of those animes with you with what you were wanting to do with the anime episodes and everything.
Okay, if you want to be involved, why not?
Yeah, like I said, it probably had to be on the weekends and everything. If that's cool with you,
Sounds good.
right on.
Uh,
We'll make a date out of it.
okay. Let's see here, and then The Witcher says that they're gonna be canceling the show after season 5.
I'm not surprised.
Uh,
Once Henry Cavill left, everything from what I've been told, everything went to shit.
yeah, and also they also had some more spin-off shows too, but between all that drama and I think Blood Origin not doing so well, which I like Blood Origin, but yeah, so they canceled the spin-offs as well.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not surprised. I'm sorry, Henry Cavill was the thing that made that show. Other
I
than
can
that,
agree.
other than that, I mean, you have the developers not respecting the source material, which Henry Cavill was very big on. Because the Witcher universe is a very vast and rich universe. I mean, I don't, how many books does it have?
I think like 8.
Still, I mean, that is 8 tomes of lore right there. That, and you have the games to go off of as well. And you know,
Which I think that means they're gonna have to try to cram 4 more books worth of lore into 2 seasons.
they will not be able to get it done.
Ugh.
No, that's an impossible feat.
Eh,
The only way I see that happening is if you do a Cliff Notes version of it, and even then, you are gonna get a lot of hate from the Witcher community.
yeah, I guess I've told my take before, but because we were told even before the show came out it was gonna be just a different take, so I was already expecting it to be different, not completely accurate. You know.
Yeah,
And season 1 was pretty damn good. And
that's what I heard.
Yeah. Even though everyone was saying it was like the Yennefer show, I was like more hooked on every scene with Geralt. Um, but yeah, the girls I thought were still did a good job.
Well, I mean,
It's a good show.
from what I heard, Henry stole every scene he was in.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happens when you get a very handsome man playing the main lead. I'm sorry, Henry Cavill's a very handsome man,
Oh yeah.
but he's gonna steal the fucking show. And he is the fucking king of nerds.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I, to, I got something to say about him. It's a rumor, but I want to say it. But at the same time, we're on The Witcher, and this is to
Uh.
deal with the 40K show.
Oh, me too.
Oh, good. We'll branch off into that next.
But well, I
We'll
feel
swap stories.
so. Honestly, I prefer as more of an opinion. Like, hopefully the 40K show is like its own like kind of like an isolated story, whatever Space Marine tale, whatever, and not trying to retell like all the history. At least not in season 1. Cause I'm not sure if it would work.
Gods, though, you would never be able to tell the whole series. Like, you'd have to have like at least 2 or 3 seasons. They'll, even if you start at the end of the Horus Heresy, you're gonna have to have at least 3 seasons to cover everything.
Example though, it's like that from like a decade ago that World of Warcraft movie. They attempted to tell from the beginning of the Warcraft lore.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will say
Yeah.
this: in that movie, because I've seen it and I know the lore. You know, I know the lore. They only explained half of Warcraft 1.
Yeah, when they should have just done it in an isolated story, call it something that's something different. You know, instead of trying to tell, you know, it's not like they had a show or they're going to get a sequel or anything.
Yeah, like if they
Uh,
would have done a TV show with it, and like, and this is how I felt about it, because in the movie you had both perspectives. You had the Alliance and the Horde. If they would have done a TV show, I think it would have done a lot better because you could have gone swap between every episode. One episode for the Alliance, one episode for the Horde. You know, every episode has a fight in between. Or, you know, you start off with the Alliance one episode, and then they have a fight, and then it transitions over to the Horde story part. And the next episode, then it goes over to the Alliance, fight, Horde. Or, you know, just have it focus on one faction per episode. And then the
yep.
next episode, you see the other side of the coin. That would have made it better. But at the same time, like I said, you're not going to compete. You're not going to do a one-to-one transition from a game to a movie. I understand that. It's never going to happen. But they only told up to the first part of Warcraft 1.
Yeah, which was kind of just a big mistake. They should have kind of just made something and like semi-modern at the time. World of Warcraft. It should have just came like they basically should have made a fan fiction movie
That would have gotten
or
too
a
much
British
hate.
version.
That would have been so much hate.
I don't mean change everything, but basically a retelling that would make sense. You know, because they were it's the exact opposite of the first Super Mario Bros. Movie, where they had to make a movie off no lore.
Yeah, that game had Super Mario Brothers had very very little lore. Back in them days, we didn't get a whole lot of story. The story we had was in the instruction book because we had about 2 pages of story and what happened in the game.
An example of what they should have done, and what hopefully 40K show does, is what that last Dungeons and Dragons movie did. Yeah, they used the setting of Dungeons and Dragons, made their own story in that world with those rules and stuff, and it was just fine. Yeah.
I have yet to see the D&D movie. What is it? Honor Amongst Thieves.
Yeah.
We'll have to watch that again, or we'll have to watch that sometime. Because, like I said, I have yet to see it. But from what I have heard, now that this has been okay, I'm going to say this. Take this with a big grain of salt, because this is a rumor. And the bad thing is, it came from 4chan, but at the same time, I know it's 4chan, I know it's got a reputation, but a lot of leaks that have come from 4chan and Reddit have proven to be right. So, like I said, I'm taking this with a big grain of salt.
Dude,
but
think about your heart, dude.
Huh?
Think about your heart if you're that salt.
you know how salty I can be. But from what I have heard, a lot of the fuckery that's been happening, especially with the female custodies, and you know my stance on this, and I'll get on that later on.
Not completely, but
I'll be sure to tell you and the rest of our listeners as well after this. From what I heard, a lot of the fuckery that has happened is because Amazon did not like the female representation that we already had with that worked in tandem with the custodies. They were saying that they didn't like the Sisters of Silence because they were silent. Well, they can't have that because the girls are quiet, and they didn't like the Sisters of Battle because they were too religious, and they wanted to have that big moment when a custodian would take off their helmet and bam, it's a woman. I'm like, no. Like, you have a tabletop game that has 30 plus years of lore, and Games Workshop, the official Warhammer Twitter post has going on and saying there has always, since the first 10,000 were made, there has always been female custodians. That has not been the case. That's why a lot of the people are in a big uproar. It's because not once has it said a woman has been a part of the custodians. It's always said the sons from noble families, the Brotherhood, the Sons of Terra. The Emperor himself has said, I have chosen these men. I'm sorry. Female custodians were never a thing. And that's why a lot of the Warhammer community is mad, is because there's trying to retcon the lore, because I'm sorry, the developer or the owners of Games Workshop now, they have inherited this. They're not. A lot of them might be familiar with it, and some of them might not be. I don't know the big wigs at GW, but there has never been female custodians, just like how there's never been female space marines. That's why a lot of the fandom is mad. It's because they're basically saying, no, they've always been there. They're outright lying to us about it. Like, this has never been a thing. And they try to be sneaky with the custodian Warhammer wiki page, saying the original line was, and this is from either the Emperor or Malkador, I cannot remember. It said, these men. That was the original wording of it. They changed it to these warriors, and a lot of the community instantly saw that. Like, you do not do that. You change it back to where it was originally, because they have all these books. We have all the books, and it say men. It's like, it's like I told you about it the other day. I wouldn't mind so much if they explained a reason why there would have been a female custodian, like Belisarius Caw going on another one of his fucking wild experiment. Like,
basically saying, like, they can add but not retcon.
Exactly. That's why a lot of people are mad. They're trying to retcon the lore. And I saw one Twitter post, and it made me laugh my ass off. They're like, "Oh, there should be romance focused in the Warhammer books." I'm like, "No, that will never happen." I'm sorry. What are the first words in almost every Games Workshop or Warhammer meeting? What's the first words? In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war.
Like, I see a lot of romance attempts in these books, but it usually ends in tragedy or something.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. Like
you can't kind of argue it kind of reflects real life, because there's female soldiers in the military.
Yeah, you have the Imperial Guard. I'm not saying Astra Militarum. Fuck GW. You have the Sisters of Silence, the Sisters of Battle. You have the Tau. You have the Eldar, the Dark Eldar. And for the people who are non-binary, you technically have the Orcs. They don't have a gender. Yes, they go by boys, but I mean, that's just a title. And you also have the Tyranids. I think they have male, females, but the majority of them, you don't know what they are. They're fucking insects. That, and on top of that, you have the Necrons. They're Terminators. They don't have dangly bits. They're robots.
There are female Necrons.
I mean, if we're gonna call a spade, I mean, the Necrons don't have a gender anymore. They're fucking robots. I mean,
in the Necron books, they actually do have some female voiced ones.
But I mean, it's all like, there is so much diversity in Warhammer already, and I'm just, oh, come on.
I was gonna say, I can see how we haven't heard of the female custodians till now, because like in the real world's military, there are female soldiers.
Yeah.
But out of how many? There's 3,500 soldiers in history, according to Google, that have won the Medal of Honor. Guess how many were women?
I don't know. I never saw that statistic.
1. So maybe there's not good at being notoriety about the job.
But at the same time, a lot of women. I mean, I know there are some women who sign up to the military, and if you are military, my hat goes off to you. Thank you for your service. But there are not a lot of women that sign up for the military and everything, and even I can't remember. It was like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I can't remember when they basically were talking about females, women having to sign up for the draft when it's only been males who had to do it. I'm sorry. It's like, and I get a lot of feminists mad at me about this, and at the same time, it's like, I don't care. A lot of feminists say that there is inequality. You can't have the good without the bad. You want equality, you're going to have to do the bad shit too. Everyone's like, oh, men have it so easy. No, the fuck we don't. You think it's all sunshine and rainbows on the male side. It's not. I'm sorry to go into that tirade.
Yeah, we need to tear down those outdated gender roles anyway. But yeah, so So as a feminist, I could probably debate that too for a while, but this ain't about that.
Yeah, we're talking about
Uh,
Warhammer. But
yeah.
like I said, that thing was that leak came, or from came or from 4chan, and like I said, from what I heard, from what it's alluding to, is like Amazon was pushing them to do that. And from what I
Uh,
have heard, GW has no intentions of making female custodian models.
I, yeah, gotta appease the money overlords. That's how it always. That's how the woke stuff always goes, darling. That's how
Well,
we roll.
I mean, I mean,
Uh,
I'm willing to, I'm willing to give and take,
uh,
but don't if someone gives you an inch, don't like if someone gives you an inch, don't take a mile.
yeah,
Do it
it's like that.
gradually.
Because I faced this kind of argument plenty of times before in the culture war. Like, for example, comic books. It's like these folks have because they see this shit rewritten all the damn time. Like every literally 5 years or something, they do a reboot of the universe
Yeah,
and
like
tweak the lore every single time.
what was it? The
Eh,
the crisis event in DC.
There's Crisis, New 52. There's a bunch of them. Like I
Like,
said, they reset the universe every 5 years.
yeah,
Um,
it's like,
So it's like you're Warhammer fans, like this is what the comic books are dealing with all these time, and then you got folks like the hardcores Spider-Man is not Miles Morales, it's Peter Parker only. It's just a mantle at this point.
yeah. I mean,
As
like
soon as you accept that, the better you feel.
yeah, like to some point, I understand. There are some franchises that need to pass the torch, like Spider-Man with Peter with Miles. I don't know much about Miles Morales. I'm going to be honest, but I mean, if Miles can prove that if he could wear, for lack of a better term, from what Batman did when he was talking to Azrael, if you can wear the cape and cowl and do right by it, fine. Like everyone's like, I get people is like, well, why don't you like Miles Morales? Like, I don't know anything about him. It's like, I don't like. I liked Marvel more than DC, but Spider Man was never really one of my favorite heroes.
Right.
It's like they're like, oh well, you. And I've had actually people accuse me of this, like, oh, you just don't like Spider Man because you're a racist because you don't like black. And I was like, motherfucker, some of the best friends I know in the world are fucking black people. And I know it's a fucking weak argument, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know Miles. I don't know his character. But if he can embody what it means to be Spider-Man, so be it. It's like, I don't care what skin color you are, what you identify as, what you have in between your legs, who you fuck and everything. As long as you're a decent person, I don't care. And if it's a passing of the torch from one fictional character to another, as long as they can abide by, some of the rules that were set by the original, I don't care. It's kind of like how Batman had such a problem with Azrael, is because that motherfucker outfitted his batsuit with fucking Gatling guns. Yeah, that's not what Batman is about. That's why when Bruce came back, he's like, fuck you, you're not getting a cape and cowl no more. And then I think he went to become. I want to say that's how he transitioned to another hero. Part of me wanted to say Red Hood, but I know that's not the case.
Yeah. Let's
It's
not try to break down comic book lore anymore.
yeah, gods no, we'll be here for fucking
I'll
years.
just give you an example, but basically it's the same thing that the comic book community's been going through.
Yeah, I'm just of the mindset. It's like this lore has been around for 30 years. Don't. I mean, I understand if you want to do a reboot, fine, but you're gonna have a lot of people who have been like, this is a lore we have been fans of for fucking years. If you want to change it, do it very gradually. Don't force it, and don't force such a dramatic change. Do it gradually so people can introduce bits and pieces into it. Like I said, I imagine a lot of the 40K community would have not had such a big issue with the female custodians if they kind of gradually introduced it, or like what I was telling you, introduced it to something with a story, like I said, with Belisarius Call, or they got too close to the planet of the no, not the planet of the sorcerers. That's Zinch's planet. Nobody likes Zinch. If they got too close to like a Slaneshi world, it fucked with the gene seed and everything.
kind of like I once told the comic folks, like, well, say like Peter Parker, he had a good run for like 40 years, and
Yeah,
it's like can't you accept he had a good run?
yeah. I
Can't you
mean,
just let it go? So for Hammer fans, can't you like, okay, you had your 30 years of lore. Does the next 30 years have to be the same way? You know,
I
can we
mean,
do reboot this bitch?
I mean,
Uh, but
I don't know. It's like make it a story.
yeah,
That's what
and
we're wanting.
also
It's like I imagine a lot of us won't mind a change in a change,
yeah.
but make a story that goes with it. That's what a lot of the 40K fans want. We thrive off the fluff.
Also, they didn't really need to make a female custodians because, and yeah, you don't like sisters because they're technically like the most evil faction in the Imperium. Um,
No,
but
that's
you
the
could have,
Inquisition.
which they're kind of like holding hands. Yeah, like the Order of
Yeah,
Vardicus.
it's the right hand, the left hand of the same body.
Yeah. But like, because it's also a show, so you can only have so many like featured characters. So it's like you could have had, either like a female guardsman, you could have had a female admech, could have had a female psyker, could have had a female
Yeah,
rogue trader, a female inquisitor. There's a lot of ways you could have stick like prime female characters in there.
exactly. And there are a lot of female characters in 40K universe that are big, like the fucking. The bad thing is I never can remember a fucking name, but the World Eater captain that stood up to Angron.
Uh,
Lauren something or another. I can't remember her name, but
oh yeah,
like she took no shit,
yeah.
and she stood up
Uh,
to Angron of all the Primarchs.
oh yeah, and then but yeah, like I said, there's so many different roles that everyone like feels like there's like I forget her name, but like there's like a badass like female Bites. Yeah,
The Arbites.
Arbites, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I
that'd
can't.
be a cool faction.
I can't remember her. I can't remember what her name was, but I think I remember which one you're talking about.
Yeah. So yeah, there's yeah. And then of course you could also have like some like some hive gangers, some
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
the well's not dry, but
You have a lot of options.
but also I'm not a big Custodes fan, so it's like I don't know, like why we gotta reach the Custodes?
I know, yeah, it's
I
one of
get
those things like why the Custodes?
yeah.
It's like if what I heard about the stories is true, if Cavill is playing the role of Eisenhorn, wouldn't it make more sense to have with him with the Inquisition and not the Custodes? Like the Custodians have, like lore-wise, have basically just left Terra.
I mean, like there was like a small series that's kind of like it was like a buddy cop between a Custodes and Inquisitor.
Maybe.
So
Also, give me 5 seconds. I'm busted for a piss right now.
yeah, I was about to say bathroom break. We got 2 more topics left.
Right on.
Be right back.
Give me just 1 minute.
Okay, so for our final 2 topics, actually no, first third topic. There's one more TV movie topic, real quick.
Okay, we could pull out that one
Um,
real quick.
Yep. So Keanu Reeves has been chosen for the voice actor for Shadow the Hedgehog in that Sonic movie.
I'm for it.
I think they could have gone with a better actor if you ask me.
I mean, yeah,
I'm
but
kidding.
I'm about to say, come on, Tilly, it's Keanu. Everybody loves Keanu. I'm sorry, Shadow is my favorite character of that universe. Knuckles is a very, very close second, even though I have yet to see Sonic 2 or the Knuckles TV show.
Uh, I want to be mean about Keanu, but I can't. Yeah, it's Keanu. Uh, um,
I'm about to say, he'll try to be mean to him. He'll be like, "You're breathtaking," and I'll be like, "Oh, stop it."
yeah. Yeah, it's like, because when they sound alike, too, Shadow's like, where's that Chaos Emerald? And Keanu's like, whoa. So
Yeah,
like,
when he does his low voice, yeah.
yeah. And, I only say the reason I kind of like Shadow these days is because basically Knuckles pretty much got pushed into obscurity when Shadow came onto the scene.
Well,
there was like no point for him
well,
anymore.
at that point, Knuckles went from Sonic's rival to like a very like a close friend instead of a rival. So Sonic from what I have understood anyway, that's just from the outside looking in. Sega needed a rival for Sonic, kind of like how Mario had Wario and Luigi had Waluigi and all of them. Um, so they probably, and that's how they came up, and I imagine that's why they came up with Shadow, because you have Sonic being blue, and then you have Shadow being black and red, kind of a color, not a color
Yeah.
swap exactly, but you have the polar opposite of colors and everything. You're like, for this, blue is good, black is considered bad, um, because of the hero dynamic between them. But then, as stuff happens, like through Shadow the Hedgehog, the game, Shadow kind of learns more and more about what happened to him, why he is the way he is, and then he kind of leans towards Sonic's side. Granted, like I said, I didn't play Sonic Adventures 2 when Shadow was introduced, so I don't know.
And let's see, and some other. I think he's gonna do great.
I imagine it's going to
And,
be.
and the fact that Jim Carrey's coming back, yeah,
Oh, Jim Carrey carries those fucking movies as Dr. Robotnik.
yeah,
Which makes me wonder if Shadow's going to be in this, is Rouge going to be in it?
yes.
Oh, did they announce who's going to be her?
I think there's a leak or something, and so someone saw the Rouge in it. So, but yeah, so she got leaked and supposed to be in it.
Well,
I think she might be appearing in the Knuckles show for my.
wait, who is it
I'm
supposed
not
to
sure.
be?
Rouge the Bat?
Yeah, who's supposed to be Rouge?
Oh, I don't know who is.
Oh, okay. Well, all I know is knowing Rouge, she's gonna have to have a sensual, voice actress who's gonna do sensual voices and everything.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
Rouge's sex appeal in that universe. Fight me, I'm right.
Oh boy. I know I heard some bad news like that at least the first episode of the Knuckles show barely has Knuckles in it.
Oh, come on!
Yeah, like it's kind of like the Wade show or something, you know.
Oh, for
Yeah,
fuck's
the
sake! Come on,
side
Knuckles.
character. Yeah.
It's like, why name it why name it Knuckles if the frontliner's not going to be in the
I guess you can argue that CGI is expensive.
I mean, yes, I understand, and I know CGI is expensive, but don't make a flagship show, and the flagship of the show not really be in it. It's kind of like how what was it, Godzilla 2023 or 2020? The first Godzilla that was made by Legendary Entertainment. Oh, excuse me.
2014.
Yes, Godzilla 2014. Godzilla himself was only in the movie for like 15 minutes.
That's with a lot of Godzilla movies. Yeah.
It's in that vein. Don't put the title character in the. Don't make him, kind of play second fiddle to somebody.
You might have a Beetlejuice type story. Like Beetlejuice, he was actually only in the film 17 minutes. Yeah, but his performance was so damn strong they named the movie after him.
I mean, I'm sorry. Who played Beetlejuice in that movie? We're talking about the '90s one, right?
Yeah, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Michael stole every fucking scene he was in. But I don't know. I mean, it might be good. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't even know if it's out yet.
So it sounds like I need to do both a Fallout and a Knuckles watch party.
I mean, I'm down.
Let's see here. Then yeah. But I'm looking forward to the movie, especially with Jim Carrey. I guess. Wow, it's kind of crazy. His final film is because Jim Carrey does not like sequels.
No, he has been very adamant about this. He does not like sequel movies.
So yeah, I'm shocked that he did Ace Ventura 2. Probably because it was a really strong script.
For him, I imagine if you want him in it, the script has got to be solid. Because he's a big name in Hollywood.
Yeah, he was once the king of Hollywood back in the 90s.
Back in the 90s, if you had Jim Carrey, instant, what is it for the?
Is it classic?
No, it's like a platinum record, but for the movie industry.
Oh.
I don't fucking know. Anyway, same vein. If you had Jim Carrey in it in the '90s, it was gonna sell.
Also,
you were gonna put butts in seats.
I think they're gonna give him the fat suit. So,
Oh, we're getting Fat Robotnik now.
all right, it makes sense too, because he kind of fell off. Oh, that's right. I can't give you a spoiler because you ain't seen it.
Yes, please, no spoilers.
Okay. But yeah, I'll talk to you after you see it. Um, and so final two topics. I got one that's kind of near and dear to me, and then you got one that kind of explains that weird picture of Putin.
Yeah, that one's been driving me crazy for the last hour or so since you sent it to me.
Okay, so uh, because I guess Vladimir Putin is a crazy man.
We can both agree on this.
He's like, you know what? I want Russia to get into the console market. So
What?
now, yeah, he's demanding that Russia starts making their own video game consoles.
I mean, good on him?
You want to know what's even crazier than that?
Enlighten me.
He wants these consoles made in 2 months.
Oh, hell no. It can't be done. I mean, okay. Let's look at this logically. He wants a new console that could probably stand up to the PS5, the Xbox Series S/X, the Switch. Yeah, those are the only 3 consoles. He wants something that could stand up to that. It's going to be very expensive. And I don't know if Russia's economy can handle that. But let's play devil's advocate. Let's say they have the resources to do this. What are they going to do? Like, are they going to get games unique by Russian devs? You can't pump out a game in 2 months. So that means you're going to have third-party software. That means going to all these other companies and asking them, hey, we're making this console. We would like to put your game on this console.
See, I think they're gonna basically gut PS5s and Xboxes, and they're basically gonna get into the bootleg console market. Like that and like there's the the Station 360,000 or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, like hey, you want this this Super Station? It's got 600 games on it.
Yeah, my mom got me one of those years ago. She's like, "Oh, I got you this handheld. It has 600 games." Mom, it's got 10 games listed over this so many times, and I can prove it to you in 5 seconds.
The fact that Vladimir is pulling a Soldier Boy.
And Soldier Boy got taken to court by Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we know he didn't make it out of that one unscathed. Also, glass number 3, Skull.
So yeah, it's gonna be super buggy and or super bootleg.
Oh yeah.
A 60-day development cycle for a console.
Yeah, no, it's unheard of.
Yeah. Like hell, even the guys who made the ET on Atari had 6 months.
Don't remind me. Oh, why would you remind me of that headache? Oh gosh, that's going to be living rent-free in my head for about a month now. Thank you, Tilly. I'm going to get you back for that, you bitch.
What?
I didn't want to think about E.T.
What?
Oh, kids, if you ever get a chance, look up how bad E.T. was. It was a train wreck.
I could send you my copy.
I'd rather you not. I love you, but no.
I remember someone asked me, like, hey, if you choose how you get to be executed, how would you want to go? I'm like, oh, I want a fucking catapult.
Just bolt her to the back of the head.
Yeah. I would totally catapult that cartridge to your house if I could.
Oh God, you are horrible.
So that's why Slugs, they're like proposing the Slug Bots 3000.
Of course, and knowing her, it's trying to be powered by bagels.
Slug Station. Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go, Slug Station.
Or the bagel bots.
That sounds like takeout.
uh,
Just your creativity with Slug, I'd love it, but at the same time, I can't trust Slug. She's a war criminal.
what slug?
Yes, all of them.
uh, they are a cute little legion.
They're adorable. I will not deny that, but behind that face, even behind the crying face, which broke my heart a little bit. I'm like, you get one hug only because I know what you are capable of, you little criminal.
Yeah. Uh, she
I
hugged
love
her.
how I'm the only one who has that reaction.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
'Cause
else is like, every,
she'll hug you and pat you down for bagel money.
she's not gonna find bagels on me, but she comes after my Reese's. I'm throwing hands with her. I was like, you're not getting my Reese's, you little shit.
Yeah.
I paid hard-earned money to get them bagels, or them Reese's are mine. Go get your own. On somebody if you have to.
Oh, man.
Oh God.
Okay. Last topic. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Square Enix is disappointed by the sales, because of course they are.
Of course, it's Square.
Yeah. Yeah. They always set these high expectation numbers.
They set their expectations too high, and to be
Yeah.
fair, that's not a bad thing to do. But I've always held what what I heard Steve-O say one time: under deliver, overperform.
Huh.
It's like
I don't get it,
tell them you could do the job, but once the job comes up, overperform on the job, exceed expectations. That's how you're going to get repeat customers.
Hmm.
It makes
Um,
sense.
Yeah. But yeah, like I mean, and it's just the kind of I don't know why they didn't expect this because Rebirth was the gangbusters, but one Rebirth is it's the middle part of a trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've heard from people who reviewed the game that good game, but the biggest drawback is that you can't go into this game as a first time player. Like you have to like basically remake, or at least the original game is like required reading.
Okay, so you have to you have to do the remaster or the new version, and then jump into Rebirth.
Yeah,
Because this happens it happens between 7 and Advent Children, doesn't it?
uh,
Or is Advent Children not even? It hadn't even
no.
gotten to that point yet.
Yeah, no, because it's a retail of 7.
Okay, so because what I'm understanding is like I've seen the beach part, and Aerith is still alive, and I'm like, okay, this is before she got ganked.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, basically.
So this is like
where,
disc 2, then I'm guessing. I don't know. Like I don't know when Aerith got ganked.
Well, yeah, that's where the game's gonna end. Is at the ganking. Uh, um, and well, it's just because basically the story's like Sephiroth rebooted the timeline, so remake was literally not like a good name. It's more like because it's basically like a retelling because Sephiroth restarted the timeline because he's too godlike.
Yeah.
Apparently. It's like, geez, I know Capcom held the Wesker for a bit too hard, but
no.
But Sephiroth's like, geez, I know he's too much of a cash cow.
I mean, Sephiroth is a fucking icon.
Yeah.
I mean, even though
it's like eventually Capcom was able to let go of Wesker. Let go of Sephiroth for fuck's sake.
Yeah, no, that ain't happening. Square will never let go of Sephiroth. He is too iconic of a character. He has his own theme song in Latin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's going to be hard to let go of that bad boy.
So yeah, basically it's a Bill Burr trilogy that it basically has required reading before you even go into it. And the other thing that Square needs to take into account is that Remake came out on the PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this came out on the PS5 exclusively too.
Yeah, I
So
heard
yes,
that.
and PS5's only been selling half as well as PS4's did, especially thanks to what like a 3 year long shortage.
Well, yeah, because you had all. Well, it wasn't a shortage. It was fucking scalpers. It,
Scalpers, there was a part shortage, there was COVID. So yeah, it's like not everyone has a PS5. Like this last year, they've now been accessible.
yeah,
Like,
my
but
roommate just got his PS5 about a month and a half ago.
yeah, I think before 2023, I never even laid my eyes on one in person. You know.
Yeah, until David got his, I never saw one in person.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, this PlayStation 5 will go down in history as the most sought after console ever.
Uh, yeah, you can say that. Although I've seen the Xbox Series X even less. Um,
Well, no one buys them. I'm sorry. If given a choice between a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox, I'm going PlayStation. I do not like Xbox.
but
And I get shit from my brothers because that's almost exclusively what they play. I'm like, and the only reason we're able to play some of the games that we do together is because of the Xbox owns or Microsoft owns Xbox, and Microsoft is also tied to Windows as well. So
yeah, which and I might pick up like the Xbox copy of 14 just for the lulz. But and they're also saying that 16 didn't sell like gangbusters. Uh, you know, but they said they dedicate themselves to at least do a trilogy. I think there's like a rumor that they might do more 7 games, you know, but like really milk this cash cow. But say at least the bare minimum they're gonna do like remake part 3.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, that's locked in. But yeah, if they have these high expectations, then yeah, prepare yourself for disappointment. Or stop being so fucking console exclusive. Like, you know,
there's nothing wrong
uh,
with branching out.
yeah, because remake is on PS4, 5, and PC.
Yeah.
And I'm shocked it's not on the Xbox. You know, because they booted a lot of Final Fantasies to the Xbox. Uh, so. But yeah, so that about covers it for the April 2024 news. I will try to get this one up on the Tavern Tilly Reacts channel.
Right on.
Okay, which hopefully starting this month I'll start doing some reaction videos.
Let's hope. I imagine they'll be good.
Oh yeah, I just
Your reactions almost always have a good make me have a laugh with them.
Everyone's like, it's like, oh no, don't be like Cyber Wolf. You can't just be like, okay, yeah, like shit. Y'all saw me how much well I can improv. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I was the one who told you don't be like Sniper Wolf.
Yeah. Oh, you weren't the only friend then. But
it just kind of show how hard she fell.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty looks. Pretty looks are only going to get you so far. You gotta have to actually have character.
Yeah. Like I said, Rector was the content I was thinking about getting into at first, but it just it might be the best that gels well with my schedule.
Yeah.
So it might work out. But I just picking what days to record too, because because I'm always gonna put streaming on top place, and now it sounds like we're gonna have to set watch parties as well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, things will fall into place. Yeah.
I mean, a little bit at a time.
Oh yeah, just playing what I feel like. Cause I said I was gonna do Pokemon tonight, but I'm like, man, I don't feel like playing some more 14.
Yeah.
I just had too much fun.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Okay, but anyways, I guess we're gonna sign off here, darlings. Y'all take it easy, and I'll catch you into this video.
Y'all have a good night, good day, good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this at.
Love yous.
Later.